There are no good days or bad days when Bob Medlock visits this Sikeston, Missouri nursing home. Just bad days and worse ones. Still, he comes every day, carrying a bag of snacks, a Diet Coke, and a terrible burden.
I miss her greatly. I certainly do.
Bob and his wife, Bernice, have been married for 53 years. 7 years ago, Bernice began the journey on the long, dim road that is Alzheimer's. 2 years ago, she stopped recognizing her children.
It's worse than death. I can tell you that. There's no question about it. It's worse than death.
And this summer, it became worse yet. Bernice stopped recognizing Bob and started to think of other patients, especially one in particular, as her husband.
At this point, there's no point in being jealous because neither she nor the person that she thinks is me, neither of them know what's going on. I mean, they don't know what they're doing, or they wouldn't do it. But it just bothers you to see her think someone else is me.
People still have a need for companionship.
It's something the Alzheimer's Association of St. Louis has seen families deal with for years. It's difficult, but many find constructive ways to think about it.
And I have heard families say, we must have had a good marriage because, you know, my spouse wants to emulate this relationship. They miss it.
In Bob Medlock's case, the relationship between his wife and the other patient has been innocent, but it's also frustrating.
He's kind of raised up toward me a few times when I would be trying to get my wife to recognize me instead of him, and he'd get irritable at me.
Trying to get his wife to recognize him, Bob always brings Bernice her favorite drink, a Diet Coke, lovingly wrapped in newspaper to keep it cold. And he's been trying something else. A few months ago, Bob asked his wife's doctors to reduce one of her medications, and it seems to be helping. Now there are some days when she recognizes him right away. Would this be one of those days?
Hi. How you doing? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Oh, come on.
At first, it does not look good.
I'm Bob. I'm your husband. You can give me a kiss.
Turns out it would be one of his better days after all.
Do you love me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will remember you.
I love you. I love you.
Will you remember me?
Bob knows Bernice's ability to recognize him may be fleeting, and ironically, her improvement has painful consequences as well. When she remembers who he is, she is reminded of who she was.
When I can come home and see that she's content, then it's not so bad. I can come home and relax. But when she's wanting to go with me so bad and I can't bring her, I try to explain to her, I'd give anything if I could take you home, but I can't. That's tough.
It's all tough, but he deals with it. Happy when she knows him, and comforted that when she doesn't, at least she can find some happiness in the idea of him, even if it's through another traveler on that long, dim road. For the Fox Files, I'm Paul Shankman.